Self-hypnosis made simple. I'm going to share with you in this video the 3 simple steps that you need to take to be able to do self-hypnosis. And self-hypnosis is something you can apply to just about anything that's going on in your life that you want to think differently about, that you want to feel differently about, and that you want to get better outcomes and changes in your life. I'm Jonathan Butler and I am a clinical hypnotherapist, and I'm one of the world's most experienced RTT therapists, and I teach people how to do self-hypnosis, and I help people with a whole range of issues, from the most simple things through to the most complicated issues that you can possibly imagine that people have, and get phenomenal results for people. So if you get value out of this video, please do subscribe, please do like. And if you've got any questions about the process, about what I'm teaching you, or about how you can use it, very specific questions you may have, please just put them in the comments below and I promise you I will answer them. So let's get into it. So what are the 3 steps? The 3 steps are, first of all, the setup. What you do before you're going into self-hypnosis. That part of it is as important, if not more important, than any of the other parts. The second part is the hypnotic induction, the process of getting yourself into a hypnotic state where you are able to take on board suggestions, where you're able to be relaxed in the flow and initiate change in your mind. And the third part is effectively that rewiring. It is giving your mind the clear, consistent, concise instructions that your mind needs to make the changes that you want. Okay, so the setup is really, really important, and that consists of a number of things. But the first thing that's really most important before you try and do self-hypnosis is to think about what it is you want to achieve. What do you want to get out of it? Because it's really important that your mind is clear on what you're asking it to do, what you're asking it to change. So, for example, if you were looking to say, be a more confident person, if that's what you want to be, generally more confident, you need to think about what that would look like, what that would feel like, what you'd be doing differently. You need to think of those things, and then you need to write them down. It's really important to write them down. Take them out of your head and write them down into 3 bullets or sentences. Ideally 3, you can have 4 or 5, but really 3 things is kind of the ideal. Our minds really deal well with taking on board 3 things about how you want that future state to be. So if you are someone who lacks confidence now, think about what your bullets will be and try and make them as precise as possible. It might be that you see yourself being really confident socially. It might be that you're very confident in the workplace and you're easily able to speak up. It could be that if you're someone who's very nervous around the opposite sex, that you become comfortable, at ease, confident around the opposite sex. So think of what it is you want to achieve. Really get that picture of that, because if you're not clear on it, your mind is not going to be clear on it, and you're not going to get the outcome or the outcomes that you want. So that is the first most important part of the setup. The second thing that's really important is the environment. It's really important to be as relaxed as possible. Switch off any computers, any phones, turn off the telephone, tell your family that you're busy, that you're occupied, that you don't want to be disturbed, and set aside some time where you are able to just focus upon this, because again, that's important for your mind. It's really important for your mind. You are giving your mind a message that this is important, that it's something you want. If you dedicate time, if you dedicate space, if you cut off all those other things that are normally going on in your daily life for that period of time, your mind will get the message that this is something you want, and it will give it priority. So create that good environment for yourself. There's little noise, there's little interruption. Don't be thinking about anything else you've got to go off and do. Don't be rushing. Create the right environment. And then within that environment as well, have a comfortable place to sit, or even a comfortable place to lay down. It doesn't really matter, whatever is most comfortable for you. So you get that setup right, and then you're ready to go into the self-hypnosis. So part 2, stage 2, self-hypnosis. going into the hypnotic state. And there's a lot of misconceptions around what this is, what this means, what it feels like. Being hypnotized is like being in the flow. So if you are a performer or sports person, you'll know how that is. If you've been to the cinema and seen amazing films, or the opera or theatre or whatever it is, and you've felt so engrossed in things you lose track of time, you're not thinking about anything else, or maybe even in a good book where you just keep turning the page, that is like being in the flow. It is that type of feeling. Okay, you are fully conscious, you are fully aware, and you are able to absorb what's going on around you. So it will feel focused, relaxed, calm. You're not going to be floating. You're not going to be in some altered hallucinogenic state. That is not what hypnosis is about. It's not how it feels. Okay, so having got over those misconceptions of what it's like, the next thing you have to do then, you've set yourself up right. You're in your environment that you want to be in. It's comfortable, you're relaxed, and basically there are several steps there are a number of ways you can get yourself into a hypnotic trance, hypnotic state. I don't really like to call it a trance because it suggests it's something different to what hypnosis is really about. So you get yourself into that relaxed hypnotic state of mind. You're sitting down, and what I would first of all suggest you do, and watch me doing this is how I would go about doing it. So I would be sitting or lying down, and I would focus on my breathing. And I'd probably be closing my eyes as well, but I'm not going to now because I'm engaging with you. But if this were you, you'd be closing your eyes and just spend a few moments being aware of your breathing, noticing the sensation of your breath rising and falling. And with every breath I'm taking now, I'm filling my lungs with calming, relaxing oxygen. And I'm just spending some time doing that. And what I might also do, if I've got my feet on the floor, I would turn my attention to my feet, or it might be to my hands on my lap, and I'd look at them, and I'd be focusing upon my hands on my feet. And as I'm focusing on my feet, I'm noticing that my hands are feeling relaxed, my feet are feeling relaxed, and the more I focus on them, the heavier, the more relaxed they become. Then I'm noticing that my body is relaxing, my nervous system is calming. And then the next stage that I do, having spent those moments, maybe a maximum of a minute or two of doing that breathing, of focusing on a particular part of your body, I would then move into what I call the Spiegel eye roll. And I'm just going to take my glasses off to demonstrate this now. Come a little bit closer and you watch what I do. So the Spiegel eye roll involves looking up, rolling up your eyes, and I'm going to look really weird. I'm going to look like a zombie. You can probably see the whites of my eyes and see me blinking and fluttering. And that Spiegel eye roll is an accelerated way of getting into a hypnotic state. And how high your eyes can go is also a really good indicator to me as a therapist and to yourself of how easy it is for you to go into hypnosis. And anyone, I repeat, anyone, and I'm happy to be challenged on this, anyone can go into hypnosis. But that shows how easy it is. If your eyes go up very far, very easily, if you see a lot of the whites of your eyes, it means you are already able to be hypnotized very easily. But don't worry if your eyes don't go up that much, because a lot of people's don't to start off with, because it's about practice. You know, this is a muscle. Your eyes are not used to doing that. I'm very used to doing it. I'm very practiced at it, and I can get myself into hypnosis in maybe 5 or 10 seconds, okay? You're not going to be able to do that without more practice, but it's still rapid. You can get into that state in 30 seconds, a minute, okay? So it is a very rapid technique. So just to recap, in this second stage then, you're doing the breathing, focusing on parts of your body, just being aware, being conscious. You move into doing the eye roll, looking up, and I would typically do 3 breaths and count them out. So I'm breathing in, feeling my eyes blinking and fluttering as I release. Breathing in again, releasing, and then one more time, breathing in, keeping looking up. And now as I exhale, I'm going to keep looking up, but slowly try and close my eyes, and really blinking and fluttering, and now relaxing my eyes. And I'd be keeping my eyes closed. And by this point, you should be starting to feel very relaxed, very calm. Your eyes might feel a bit uncomfortable doing that, and that's perfectly normal, perfectly natural. And now the next stage is to go to deepen this. So looking down now, just lowering your chin, imagining that I'm looking down a flight of steps, and it's 10 steps that leads me down to a very calm, relaxing place. I'm going down steps 10 and 9 now, and I'm feeling those feet treading on the steps. I'm going down now onto step 8 and 7, and I'm feeling my breathing calming, relaxing. I'm going down now onto step 6. My eyes are beginning to feel very relaxed, pleasantly heavy. I'm going down onto step 5, and any sound, any noise, any movement is just relaxing me, calming me. Going down onto step 3 and 2, I'm just going deeper, drifting deeper, sinking deeper into this powerful, incredible sleep of the nervous system. My mind, my body is relaxing, going into hypnosis on step 1 now, and I'm there in this powerful place. I'm going to open my eyes now. Now you may want to watch this video a few times just to go through those steps, through those process. It's a very straightforward, simple process, but just, you may probably want to go through it a few times just to get practiced at it. So now I've got to that stage, I'm down to the bottom of these steps, and you don't necessarily have to feel that you've got down these steps. You can just be counting yourself down. There's no right or wrong in terms of what you're seeing or you're feeling. You should just be feeling, though, calm and relaxed, okay? And when you're starting off, you might want to go down more than 10. You might want to do 20 or 30 until you get to the point where you feel very, very calm and relaxed. And then we move into the third part of self-hypnosis, which is the reprogramming, the rewiring. And what does that mean? Well, it means actually very much the same as reprogramming a computer. Think of your mind, your body as a very complex network of signals, of electrical pulses, of inputs and outputs. Very, very sophisticated, very, very complex. But at its essence, just like a computer, your body gives the outputs that relate to the inputs it's given, and the inputs into your mind are the words that you allow yourself to hear, the pictures that you create and allow yourself to be influenced by, and the habits that you develop. So basically, what does that mean? It means consistently giving yourself the clear words, the clear pictures, and consistently doing that until it becomes habitual to do those things. So if you want to go from being an anxious person to a confident person, you have got to be giving yourself the words and the thoughts, and you've got to be doing that consistently, repetitively, clearly for a period of time. Now, the good news is, amongst lots of good news hopefully you're getting out of this video, but really good news is that forming new habits about yourself, even if you're an anxious person and you want to be a confident person, you can form the habit of thought, the habit of belief, which leads to the habit of action of being a confident person in 14 to 21 days, because that's how long it takes to form a habit in our mind, in our body. Habits are formed very, very easily. So you can form new habits of thought and really be like a different person in as little as 14 to 21 days if you follow this process. So that's what we do with the reprogramming, but actually how do you do that? Now, you probably remember back at the start I said the setup is really important, to think about what it is that you want, okay? So let me give an example of that now from my environment right now. So if you look out the window, if you're looking behind me there, you can probably see this beautiful background, this cityscape, a bit cloudy today, but I like to move around, I like to travel, live and work in different places, and right now I am in South America. And I'm in South America, and in large parts of South America, speaking Spanish is not just desirable, it is essential, because nobody really speaks English. So I need to speak fluent Spanish. Now the problem for me I tried to learn various languages as a kid and I was never very good at it. And I took on board lots of thoughts about my ability to learn a foreign language. I took on board thoughts which were in probably sort of a hierarchy of thoughts, were that English people can't speak foreign languages. English people don't need to speak foreign languages because everyone speaks English. Thoughts from my family, which is, oh, no one in our family is any good at languages, we can never learn those things. To being told at school that I wasn't a natural at learning to speak French or German. And the fact is, as a kid, I wasn't really very interested in it, because for me, I just didn't see the relevance of learning to speak French or German, or at that time, Spanish didn't even come into the thinking. Why would I want to learn something I couldn't see the value in doing it? Now, of course, today I see the value in doing it. I want to do it. So on the one hand, my mind wants to learn how to speak Spanish fluently, because it makes my whole experience far, not just easier, but more enjoyable, more authentic. I don't want to be hanging out in tourist places all the time. But it also makes life a lot easier when you've got to deal with some of the day-to-day bureaucracy, banking, government stuff that you have to deal with when you're moving around. So it makes life better, it makes life easier. I want to do it, and my mind understands I want to do it, but on the other hand, it's got these beliefs that are holding me back and pulling me back. So I've got 3, 4, 5 sentences, bullets, if you like, in my mind that I'm going to give myself in my self-hypnosis. And I'm just going to do a very short version of this now so you get the idea of it. But you'll notice here that I've got a handful of thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that I want to have about my ability to learn Spanish. So let's just recap. I've gone down and I've got myself relaxed. I've done my Spiegel eye roll. I've gone down these steps, I've counted myself down, and I'll be relaxed. I'll be sat, I'll be laying down maybe, my eyes will be closed, and now I'm going to give myself the affirmations. So I'm just going to ad-lib this, and you'll get the idea of this. So I am choosing to learn to speak Spanish fluently. I choose to speak Spanish because I want to speak Spanish. I need to speak Spanish. I enjoy speaking Spanish. And I am easily, effortlessly able to learn to speak Spanish. Learning comes easily to me. Learning comes naturally to me. It's the most natural, normal thing. I am a natural learner. I have the ability to easily absorb new words, new phrases. And when I want to say something, the words flow easily, naturally from my mouth. And I know that it's okay to make mistakes, because when we're learning, we learn through making mistakes. And I know that I'll get things wrong. And I know that people might laugh or smile at me, and I don't care, because I know that I learn through making mistakes. And I see myself in 3 months' time being fluent in Spanish, speaking like a local, speaking like it is my mother tongue. So you get the message. Now, obviously, I'm experienced and skilled in using the language, in putting those things together. You don't need to try and be maybe as advanced as I am. I don't mean that in a kind of arrogant way, but I'm using lots of hypnotic words in there. I'm using repetition. But basically, I've got 3, 4, 5 thoughts which are about I can easily learn, It comes naturally to me. I'm choosing to do it. I can absorb things, I can do it. I'm not afraid of making mistakes, because that's a big one. A lot of people can't learn new languages or new skills because they're worried about making a mistake, being laughed at, being judged. That's a big thing for a lot of people. When you let go of that, that's really, really powerful. So I will be doing those kind of affirmations for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. And then at the end of it, I will simply count myself back up from 1 to 5. So I'm going to go back into just giving myself some final affirmations. I'm looking forward to going out, speaking fluent Spanish, surprising people. When I open my mouth, they're expecting me not to speak Spanish, and they see me speaking fluently, understanding everything, using all the local colloquial phrases, just talking like a local. And now I'm going to bring myself back up into the room, into full awareness, as I count up from 1 to 5. So on the count of 1 now, I'm aware that I'm developing this phenomenal ability to absorb and learn languages. On the count of 2 and 3 now, I'm aware of this change taking place inside of me. On the count of 4, I'm proud of myself. And on the count of 5, I'm slowly beginning to open my eyes, coming back into the room, excited about this future of fluently speaking Spanish. Okay, so you get the idea, hopefully. And like anything, these things take a little bit of practice, but it's something that you can learn easily. You probably will want to watch this video several times. You may well want to ask me some questions, and please do answer them in the box in the comment section below. I promise you, I will answer each and every question. So just to recap, the setup: get your environment right and be clear what it is you want to work on, and what are the thoughts, feelings, actions, beliefs that you want to have. Think of that beforehand, and it's probably helpful to write them down. Getting yourself into the hypnotic induction, basically getting yourself sufficiently relaxed. Breathing to get yourself relaxed, doing the Spiegel eye roll, and then counting yourself down till you feel sufficiently relaxed, and then effectively reciting, replaying the words that you want to think and feel. So I'm Jonathan Butler. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you get value out of it. Please do like, subscribe, share if anyone else you think of would find this of value. And please do ask me any comments in the box below. And please do look out for my hypnosis, self-hypnosis advanced courses that I am developing and that I will be rolling out. I can teach you how to do very, very powerful self-hypnosis. If you're a coach, I can teach you how to incorporate hypnosis in your business to get better results for your clients and to differentiate yourself. Or even if you want to learn to be a hypnotist, be a hypnotherapist, I am able to help you to do that. So if you're interested in that, please follow the link below to go to my website, or please contact me. All the contact details are down below. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one really soon.